Welcome back to the chatter room, y'all. So today I'm going to be doing something that I never thought I would be doing. Like when I tell you season 7, when it was announced and I was informed that Daniel Ezra and Samantha Logan would not be on season 7, I was like, okay, yeah, it's a wrap. Like, they got married season 6, the whole story wrapped. I don't need to watch this show anymore. What else can they give us? Like, I don't see the point in a season 7. Like, we could have kept All American Homecoming. I still think that, but when I watched this episode, you guys, I decided to still watch it. When I tell you guys, this actually was amazing. Like, it reminding me of season 1 of All American. And when I started watching season 1 of All American, it made me fall in love with the show. And it made me keep watching till the end. Even when parts of, like, certain seasons weren't that great, it made me, continue watching it because I just had to, like, finish off the story. But it gave me those vibes, and it's amazing. The simple fact that season 7 reminds me of season 1 of All American just tells me that it's going to be a great season. We're going to have 13 episodes for season 7, and it's looking bright. So if you guys watched last season, you would know that Jordan decided to coach for Crenshaw just like his dad, following behind Coach Baker's footsteps and becoming, Coach Baker Jr. or whatever. And like when we were watching in the past, Jordan seems like a good coach, but again, it's always some BS with Jordan. Like, he's super immature still, and he sees these students or these football team members or whatever as like friends, and you're their coach. You should be a leader. You should not be someone that's like playing around with them, because they're not going to take you serious. But he's in there doing little contests with them and just having fun, and I love that for him. But he needs to get it together, because later in the episode we're gonna see why he shouldn't be buddy with them. So we have a few new castmates. One of the new students will be Kingston. He's gonna be starting at Beverly High School, but we'll get into that later. And he's been in football camp in Los Angeles for like 2 weeks. Him and his family are visiting from Oakland, and they seem like an all-around, cute family. Mom and dad are spending time with each other outside of the sun. And then, to my surprise, later on we find out some details, going on with their marriage that their son has no idea about, which is unfortunate. But yeah, I'm really interested in seeing how that plays out this season. Back at Crenshaw High School, Coach Bobby walks in on Jordan and the rest of the team playing around, and he kind of reprimands Jordan, because it's like, you're the assistant coach. Like, to them, you're their coach. Like, you should not be one of the boys. You should be, the coach. So we get that, and it's really funny. His name is Coach Bobby. Jordan's dad is Coach Billy. It's something going on with Coach Bobby, but we'll get into that later. But I have some suspicions about him. So season 6 is low-key a fever dream to me right now. I don't remember if we found out that Preach and Amina were moving into the James house last season, or is this something new this season? Comment down below and let me know, because I've completely forgotten. But yeah, Amina and Preach are now living at the James home, and I love that because we get to still see, the James house, and kind of remind us of the simpler times of All American when our babies, Spencer and Olivia was there, and Grace and Dylan and all that good stuff. So I'm glad that they live there now. Preach is out of town, so Coop had to sneak over and check up on Amina, because just because she's 16 don't mean she don't need to be checked on, especially with how grown she thinks she is. Then back at the Baker house, Layla is trying to figure out how she's gonna redecorate the Baker house to make it her own. And meanwhile, Jordan is doing Jordan things on his phone, not listening to her. Like, she's trying to talk to him about what's going on. He's not listening to her. He finally snaps out of it and gives her his attention. And again, he gets distracted with some other stuff and leaves her hanging again. But yeah, I love Jordan and Layla together. I noticed something might happen between them since, like, I believe it was season 1 or 2 at the cotillion when Jordan had like walked Layla over, or they danced or something. I kind of forgot. But yeah, I love them. They're cute. When I first saw Kingston's or KJ's parents at the beach, I'm like, oh, this is a cute, happy couple with a happy child. They're visiting, doing, cute stuff, right? Back at the hotel, we see that it's not what we thought it was. Like, he tries to walk up on her and kiss her shoulder because he thinks, just because they were getting along at the beach for the sun, that everything is good again. And she's like, no, nigga. We're still, this separation is still happening. And I don't understand why they're getting divorced, but, we still got 12 more episodes to see that unfold. Yeah. And correct me if I'm wrong, isn't that mom the same mom from Lab Rats? I think on what channel? Disney? I don't even know what channel that was on, but yeah, let me know. Like, is that the same mom from Lab Rats? But yeah, and when I look at them, I don't know why it reminds me of, like, not reminds me of them, but like it could low-key be Spencer and Olivia in like 20 years. But yeah, I don't think they're gonna break up. I think they're gonna get back together. But yeah, the separation is coming. It's gonna happen. And later in the episode, their son, they tell him, even though there was a lot of jumping around, back from this character to that character to another one, it still flowed pretty nice. We're back at Crenshaw again, and Khalil storms out of the classroom. He missed too many, days, and he has to repeat the junior year, and he's not feeling that. He storms out. He bumps into KJ and Yasi, or whatever his name is. Yasi, I do not like him at all. I don't like him. He reminds me of Jordan Baker in season 1. Like, how Jordan used to be just, he's still like that a little bit, but he definitely matured a lot. But Jordan was just so annoying. Like, that's the vibes that I'm getting from that Yasi guy. And unfortunately, we're going to keep seeing him. But it's just like, oh my gosh, he's so annoying. But yeah, like, KJ just is like, dang, my bad. And Khalil is just angry, of course. And it's giving season 1 Spencer James, as always. Again, back at the Baker house, Amina gets dressed for the beach and just comes out of nowhere. Meanwhile, Coop is still working on her lawyer stuff. And I'm like, oh, she's still trying to pursue this. Like, if we go back to season 6, episode 1, she hopped on stage and was rapping or whatever. But yeah, I guess she's really into this lawyer stuff. But again, with Amina, and then she had the nerve to ask her for $20, and it was beyond me that she actually gave it to her. But yeah, she's like trying to grow up so fast and act super grown, and this and that. I can do whatever I want, And Coop is just like, who are you trying to convince? Like, are you trying to convince yourself? And to me, it's like, girl, why must you have to do that? Like, what's going on? There's something deeper going on by the look of her face. It's something deeper going on. But yeah, we will most likely see that, during this season. There's another thing in season 7, episode 1 that reminds me of early All-American, is this beach scene. If you guys remember, like in season 1, it was Layla on the beach with the, football players playing. And I don't remember if Olivia was there, but it was just like, this scene just reminded me of it. And of course, the best friend, or best friend, whatever, she gives me like ghetto Layla vibes. And Amina is of course Olivia, if you get what I mean. But yeah, like, I don't know. This episode was just too good. I don't know if I'm being dramatic and I'm just not used to seeing a lot of good television lately, but I think it's really good. And I don't mind that there's a lot of little hints of early All-American. It's like kind of copying the whole storyline, kind of. but it's still different. You get what I mean? Like, at one point when I was watching it, I was like, did they mix Homecoming, like kind of a little bit of the plot of Homecoming and All American together? If you think back to season 6, the last episode with the mystery babies picture, then we have, the couple that's getting a divorce potentially, just a whole bunch of new things, but it still gives you that old season 1 All American feel, and I love that. Jordan had to go to the beach and get Yassi's sorry, and again, reminds me so much of Jordan. Jordan literally did something exactly like this in the beginning of All American, and this is just his karma coming back to bite him. But yeah, then Yassi, he didn't like being embarrassed and reprimanded in front of all the other teenagers or whatever, so he pulls out this video that was posted on Jordan's account, his Instagram account, that he lets his team, the people that he's supposed to be a coach to, access his personal pictures and all that type of stuff. And he, was able to use it against him. Like, you want to embarrass me, I'll embarrass you. Me personally, the way he just walked off Jordan, that's just the ultimate disrespect. Like, me personally, he wouldn't have been able to get past me. Like, he would have got snatched up real quick. But yeah, obviously we're gonna see similarities between Yassi and, beginning of All American Jordan. But yeah, Yassi is definitely Jordan's karma, and it is what it is. He needs to put better boundaries up so these kids respect him more. Layla called Coop to come help her with these freaking paint samples, and Coop gets it into her head that, you're better than this. Like, Layla is stuck in this, like, place where she doesn't know what to do next because she's only 23. She's already accomplished so much, and it's like, what do I do next? So she's like hyper fixated on redecorating the house, and Coop is just like, girl, we need to go out. So they go to Layla's and they get drunk, and KJ's going through KJ's dad is going through the marital problems, so he shows up at Layla's and they invite him to sit down with them and talk. We get a little hint about why he might be getting a divorce or a separation, and it's him saying that he broke some promises, and we don't really know what those promises are yet, but at least it's a little something, because I'm like, what's going on? Like, he ain't cheat, he ain't do stuff like that, but like, what's going on with the separation? Like, why is it happening? So we're back at the beach. It's super late now. Amina walked up to Khalil to ask him about this, repeating of the junior year and all that stuff, and he's not feeling it. He yells at her about, having a drink in her hand, and he's like, isn't it your bedtime? Just, stuff like that. And obviously, for some reason, Amina is triggered when anybody babies her, I guess. I don't know. Like, she wants to grow up so fast. So to prove a point, she walks up to KJ and kisses him, and at first it was like just her proving a point, but the way she looked at him after she gave him the kiss is giving she felt something. Of course, KJ likes that. You can tell he has a crush on her. All his friends are hyping him up. And then when Amina leaves, Khalil threatens KJ. It's like, if you want that girl, go get her. But why are you bothered that she walked up to him and kissed him? Like, you acting like he walked up to her and kissed her in your face or something. Like, I don't get it. Like, what's your problem with him? So then he just punches him, and KJ tries to defend himself, and Khalil's friend in the back here pulls out a gun. For what? Like, what are we doing that for? Like, it was so extreme that when KJ walked away, Khalil was like, what are you doing? Like, he was mad at his friend. But it's just like, oh my God, Khalil, what is your problem with KJ? Like, what is the problem? But yeah, huge love triangle brewing right now. I'm here for it. I'm ready to see the next episode already. Yeah, that was a good scene. Back at Layla's, Layla and Coop are super duper drunk. KJ's dad leaves, and he's like trying to make sure they get home safe or whatever. But Coop already called Amina to come pick them up and take them home. And I'm like, what? It's just so weird how Amina is 16. Like, The time jumps of All American just have me kind of confused a little bit, because I'm like, dang, she grew up so fast, but I gotta remember the time jumps. But yeah, she takes their little drunk self home and, you know, keeps them from drunk driving like Olivia. After getting punched for Amina kissing KJ goes back to the hotel and basically tries to rush his parents to go back home to Oakland, but then they spring it on him that he will be staying there with his father. In the beginning, his dad was like, to the mom, like, you tell him, you're the one who want this separation, you tell him. But, you know, he steps up and lets his son know that they're getting separated and it's his fault. It's no cheating or anything. Again, I'm still confused why we're doing the separation. But yeah, the mom is going back to Oakland. He's staying with the dad. He's going to be a coach in Beverly, and yeah, he's not feeling it. Like, KJ is upset, like, out of nowhere his parents are getting separated. He has to stay in this town where Khalil is on his back, and it's just like a lot going on. After dropping Coop and Layla off, Amina goes to like the Beverly hangout. Now we know that she's gonna get a job where Spencer used to work at, and she runs into KJ, who's out there trying to, you know, clear his mind. And immediately when he sees her, he starts cheesing. At first when she saw him, she was trying to like leave, but then she noticed that something was wrong, so she sat and talked with him. And I'm loving this. Like, this is giving me Spencer and Olivia all over again. And I love Spencer and Olivia, but the story started wrapping up and it just started getting boring. Like, I'm like, yay, they got married, cool. I don't, like, you know, when the chase is over for guys, they get bored. When the ship, like the chase of the ship getting together is over for me, I get bored. Like, they're happy together, I love that, but it's just like, there's nothing for me to ship anymore because they're already together. So yeah, this is giving me a fresh new feel of Spencer and Olivia. She takes him to Crenshaw, you know, to try to like clear his mind some more. And they run into Jordan, and Jordan is like, I need to clear my mind too. So I guess they went out and threw some balls around or whatever. And again, KJ is crushing on Amina hard, and you can tell she's crushing on him too. Even though she kissed him just to prove a point, I can tell they like each other. At this point, everybody is back at home. Jordan helps Layla get into bed, and then he also puts his page on private and creates a Coach Baker account so that, you know, he can separate his personal life and start to, you know, stop being friends with these kids, right? And Coach Bobby sees that and smiles or whatever. And one of the coaches comes up to him and is like, why are you so hard on him? And Coach Bobby is like, you know, he has his reasons. When that happened, like when I first saw Coach Bobby in the beginning, I wasn't even thinking this. But when this scene happened, I'm like, you know, I'm getting Coach Billy vibes. You know how Billy used to always do some like, I don't know, some not even sneaky or secretive, like he always just had like his reasons for why he's hard on people or whatever. Like he was just like, I don't even know how to describe it, but I was getting Coach Billy vibes from Coach Bobby. And if we say Coach Bobby, Coach Billy, something's up here. And do you guys remember in season 6 at the end where they found that picture of that little baby boy, and Billy's dad was like, that's not Billy, it's giving somebody's secret child. Like, is this Billy's long lost brother or what? Like, did the dad have a baby on the mom? Did the mom have a baby on the dad? It's giving All American Homecoming, Damon and dang, what's his brother's name? You know what I mean? But it's giving that kind of storyline. That's why I'm like, this new season has elements of Homecoming and early All American, and I'm loving it. I can't wait to see how this unfolds. But yeah, that explains why he's so hard on Jordan. Like, was he secretly watching the family this whole time? Like, is he their secret uncle? Like, I don't know. And it's giving Coach Bobby is going to be Jordan's Coach Billy. You know how Billy was to Spencer? Coach Bobby is going to be the same way to Jordan, I'm assuming. But yeah, that was a great episode. I really enjoyed it. I cannot wait for the next episode to drop. And I'm going to make sure to try to do reviews on every episode for you guys. Let me know what your favorite part of this episode was in the comments down below. And yeah, I will see you guys next time.